Hello online crew, how are we today? What we're going to discuss today is standing out on social media. How do you truly stand out on social media? Social media is a very busy, there's stuff coming at everybody all the time, every parts of the day, all day long. So how the hell do you stand out from the crowd on social media? This is really important. This is important to your success in the online world. Hey, Crystal. Hello, Sean. Hello, Rob. How is everybody? Thank you for saying hello to Henry. As you are jumping on, please say hello. Put the palm tree emoji down below. If you're part of my free Facebook community, Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, put the little fish emoji down below. And where are my online crew leaders? My leaders, put the cruise ship down below. Hello, Olive. How are you? So the cruise ship is the symbol of our online crew leaders, which are in my private coaching community, Online Crew Coaching. So let us know who you are, guys. You just saw my new banner. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I'm just trying to work out whether it's actually working properly on mobile. Apparently some graphics are cut off or something, but I'm trying to work it out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to this page and have a look at my new video banner. Hey Mel, how are you? I was trying to say two things at once. So instead of just doing an image, I've done a video. So it's pretty cool. So thanks, Olive. Hello, Michael. How are you? You love the banner? Thanks, Sean. Hey, Yvonne. How are you? Listening while you're driving, making good use of your time. That's awesome. So those of you that are watching on the replay later, just put the word replay down below. I'm all tongue-tied today. I've been up since 5. I've been on training since 5:30 this morning. And my brain's just going. Thanks for your comments on the banner, guys. That's cool. It's just something different, which is sort of what I want to talk about today on this live. And there's lots of things. Hey, Barbara, there's lots of things that I talk about. There's lots of changes on Facebook. There's lots of things that you need to be aware of in social media. There's lots of things about the algorithm and changes that you need to bring, into your marketing mix to make, the most of what you're doing on social media. But there really is one thing that's going to make you stand out from everybody else, and it may not be something that you have initially that you need to work on. So I just want to discuss that on today's live. Is that okay? Would you like to know what it takes to truly stand out on social media in this busy, noisy world of social media? I am majorly tongue-tied today. Hi, Edith. How are you? You're going to listen while you walk. What a great thing to do. So there are so many things that can help make you stand out on social media. I am going to hone in on one, but I do want to highlight the many other things that come into play here, because even if you have this one thing, if you don't have all the other elements, then it's not really going to help you. So there is one main thing that I really would encourage you to focus on, but yeah, there's a lot of other things which I'll mention now. Barbara, I got a big success in my business thanks to you. Oh, that sounds awesome, Barbara. Do tell more if you can. Would love to know what you're talking about there, but congratulations for whatever it is. That sounds really exciting. So there's a combination of things that you need to do and you need to be aware of, and hopefully these things are not sort of new to you. So top of the list, I would be saying going live. So you know how I feel about going live and the power of going live and what it's done for my business and my network marketing business and, everything that flows on from there. So going live is obviously a critical thing, and you need to be doing that regularly. If you don't, people will start watching somebody else rather than watching you. If you really want to stand out, and have those eyeballs looking at you, you have to be going live, because it's the only way people can truly get to know, like, and trust you. So that should be a no-brainer in this day and age with building a business on social media. So hopefully you're there. If you're not there, force yourself to get there, because it's really that important, going live. And it's the only way that people can get to know the person that you are, is by going live. So that's one thing. Another thing is obviously doing that consistently. You got to continue to show up on social media, because it just moves too fast. If you come in and out of your social media journey, if you go live for a period of time, like a month, a couple of months or something like that, and then you do none, and then you try to come back in again, it shows real inconsistency. And when you're inconsistent, your business is going to be inconsistent with that. So it really takes a lot of energy and dedication and determination to not only go live, but do it consistently. Crystal, I'm still going live 5 days a week. Awesome. That will be doing you more good than you realize. And it may not be showing up right now in your results, but it will if you're consistent. If you pair that with the main thing that I'm going to tell you about, in this live, okay? So going live, doing it consistently. You've heard me say this before, content is king. So you've got to have really good content, and with content comes leading with value and not leading with your wallet. If you're leading with the sale, if you're leading people to something that that a link that just takes them to a sale, you're missing all that benefit and the connection and the rapport building and building relationships with people, in the cold market, if you're just leading with the sale. So all you guys out there that are still pushing out on social media, pictures of your products and a sale and this and all the rest of it, you're still leading with the sale. You're not leading with the value. So it's short-lived, very, very short-lived. Yeah, you might get a sale here or there. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's not a long-term strategy. It's not going to build you a large following, which is, what you're striving for. Mel, I'm going to start on the next video challenge. Awesome, Mel. So I really need to start talking about that, because it's starting in June. It's the middle of June. I can't remember the date offhand, but maybe I'll mention that tomorrow. Give you the details of that tomorrow, okay? So being consistent, and the other thing is really, and I've talked about this a lot before with branding, is really knowing your audience and who you're talking to know what value to bring them. So you might go, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to talk about, and this is what I want to help people with, and all of those kind of things. But you've not really honed in, who your actual target market is. So it's just a critical component. If you don't know who you're talking to and what their pains and struggles are, then you're not going to be delivering the content that's going to be valuable enough to make people stick around. Okay, so all of this, if you've been on lives with me before, hopefully this is just reinforcing some of the things that you already know. But if you don't, they're the kind of things that you really want to sort of concentrate on. So going live, doing it consistently, leading with value rather than your wallet, giving really good content, those kind of things. So they're all the things that we generally sort of know about on the surface that we have to, really bring into play, I guess you say. But the thing I really want to get across to you, and the thing that you have to strive for with your social media journey, is, what makes you stand out from the crowd, is what is uniquely something that you can create for you. What is it truly about you and what you're creating, what you're saying, what you're doing that makes you stand out from the crowd? So one of the things, and I want to give you, I've talked about this before, but I really want to give you some ideas to play with around this to help you develop it. Because when you turn up on social media and talk about everything that everybody else is talking about on social media, and you're copying other people on social media, and you don't have anything really that is uniquely, relatable to you, it's not going to help you stand out on social media. So what is it that you can do and you can say and that you can create that is uniquely your own? Okay, so initially you might not be able to do that. You might be learning from other people and learn, do, teach. So learn something, invest, ILT, invest, learn, teach. And that might be how you start your journey on social media. Completely cool. Everybody's got to start from somewhere. But yes, Crystal, it's your true authenticity. Now, you guys that are in a home-based business, that you're in network marketing, direct selling, what is unique about your voice on social media? You are not your network marketing company, ever. Never will be. You're not your business. You are you. So when you use your voice, and I want to give you some ideas around this, and your own creativity, then you can create your own brand on social media. So your biggest thing that's going to make you stand out from everyone in the crowd, everyone else in the crowd, like take a network marketing company, for example. Everybody's got the same thing to sell, the same offering, the same products, they're distributed, to the same countries, all those kind of things. There's nothing different about that. So you turn up on social media and set up a page on social media. So does somebody else set up a page on social media selling the same kind of products. You've got the product type focus. Why should somebody buy off you rather than that person? What are you bringing to people on social media that they want to hang around for? So really, really have a think about this. Some of you, may think, yeah, I know that already. And yeah, you might. But have you actually really thought about your voice, what you can do differently? So what I want to do on this live is just give you some things to think about to develop that. So this is going a little bit deeper into just, yeah, we know we need to create our own voice. But how do we actually go about that? So yes, Crystal, it's care for others, showing empathy for others. So it's your personality. So I guess just take that for one. The more you are genuinely, uniquely, authentically you, there's only one of you. Is there not? There's only one of you. So please don't try to be like everyone else on social media. Don't try to talk like everybody else on social media. Don't try and do lives like everyone else on social media. I mean, follow a structure, absolutely. But what is it that you can do congruent with your personality that makes you actually stand out from the crowd? So have something that's unique to you. That could even be a saying. What's your tagline? What have you created as part of your brand that you stand for, you want to be known for, and people look up to you for that particular reason, and people are listening to you for that particular reason? So if you have a tagline, then use that tagline in various posts, before the beginning of a Facebook, in the structure of a Facebook Live. Say it all the time. Make something uniquely you. Also play with it. Have fun with it. I play with it with this stuff. But it's uniquely me. People call me Captain. They send me messages and go, hey, Captain. And then they'll say something. It's just a bit of fun. It doesn't really have a lot of meaning behind it, but it's uniquely mine. It's unique to me. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and create things like this, but some people will have, a funny t-shirt of the day when they go live. Some people will have a coffee mug or it's a different coffee mug because they've got so many in their sort of cupboard. Some people will have a joke of the day. Like, what can you do that people can follow and relate to you that's a little bit different to everybody else? Are you following along with me here, guys? Just let me know. Send me some of that. Can't use engagement baiting, remember. But what can you create without overthinking it? But what can you create that sticks with you? That's part of your brand. You're just not another person turning up on social media, talking about something that everybody else is talking about, and you really, hey Glenn, you really don't stand out from anybody else. So have something that connects to you. Oh, that's the girl that talks about such and such. Or that's the guy that has the funny t-shirts. Or that's the, what can you create that is uniquely part of your brand and what you stand for? Okay? This is all about a vision for me. This is all about the cruise ship. You guys know that are here regularly. We want to meet up in person. We want to have thriving businesses and learn how to leverage social media, that you can build your business from anywhere and have the freedom to, meet up in person on a cruise ship. Like this is, we're cruising. We've got palm trees. This is part of me and what I'm trying to create, not only for me, but for you. So you don't need to go out and do this in the beginning. Like, don't think you need silly stuff, like this. But what I'm trying to get you to think about is, what is it that you can do or really connect with your brand or your tagline that is something that is unique to you, that you can follow you on your journey with social media? I hope you really get that to the core, because when you just turn up on social media and do a Facebook Live like everybody else is, what makes you stand out from the crowd? So what really makes you stand out from the crowd is your own unique, authentic brand. So what is that? And how can you create that? And exactly, Sean, don't be someone you're not. But do you know how many people turn up on social media and just copy other people and copy all their content? And, when you're new and you're starting out in a particular area, like I did that, and I don't have any problems with that. And people that are learning to do what I do, they need to do that in the beginning. But what you want to develop into, and why people will come back and start following you, is not only that you're giving good content and that you're consistent and that you're doing lives and you're leading with value, all those other things I've talked about, but it's because it's uniquely you. It's because you are you. The quicker that you can get to being uniquely you, but being a little bit creative if need be, make something that's your own. And yes, Rob, be yourself, because there's only one of you. So don't try to be somebody that you're not. Don't turn up on social media and spruik something that is not congruent with you or is not your true personality, because it won't stick and people will sort of see, straight through it. But something like a tagline, say that on every Facebook Live. Have something that is your brand that helps you stand out from the crowd. Oh, that's the girl that does that. Or that's the guy that does that and has, the funny hat and they call her captain and, whatever it is. And I really want to say, you don't have to go out and create things like this. Like this came, 18 months or so of going live before I even thought about doing something like that, like this. But just what can you do that makes you stand out from the crowd? And one of those things is just seriously being you, the most genuine you that you can be. Good, bad, ugly, sometimes tears, but just very, very genuine, okay? Even, and I don't want you to get the wrong impression here, but just colors is part of your brand. It's not what to concentrate on, but it's all part of it. Like it's all part of who you are and what you represent. And, it's not all about logos and stuff like that, but little things like taglines and, it all helps. It's not what's the key. The key is you being you. The key is you being genuinely you and putting your spin or something and creating a vision and a higher purpose. And I often say, look, I just strive for the network marketing industry to be more professional. And if everyone built their business online the right way, then people would be happier and would say, yeah, sure, I'll have a look at your business. Like I have a higher mission and a purpose. I don't just turn up and talk about stuff and walk away. I give value, I look after you guys, I always respond to your messages, but this is all about being uniquely me. And I'm not saying that I've got it all, going on at all. But what I'm trying to say is, what can you do differently than everybody else on social media? Or what can you work towards to start to do differently? Or create a little bit of a brand yourself over a favorite coffee cup, or silly t-shirts, or just something that you love, a passion of yours. Bring that into your brand, in some way, and that's what people get to sort of resonate with you and know you as, and it helps build your personality. When you build your personality on social media, that's when people get to really know, like, and trust you, and that's when everything flows from there. If you turn up static on social media, just talking about stuff that they can get from Google. So if somebody goes to Google and go, how can I? And they can get the information on there, and you're teaching the same stuff, they don't need to listen to you. So create that uniqueness. So it's your message, it's your personality, it's your brand that people want to hear the message from you. Yes, Rob. It is like people call you dad now. Like, that's just sort of created as part of this community, and it's just what people sort of resonate with you with. And that, yeah, it's quite funny, but it sort of sticks. So what can stick with you? And in that, it really is important to know who your target market is in the lingo that you use. And are you relating, like the words that you say and the tagline that you've got and those kind of things? Like, there's certain words that I see other people say on social media that are definitely related to a younger audience. I've mentioned this before. And, it's just not my language. It's not me. So I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you boo. I'm not going to talk like that, because it's not who I am. And it's not my market. So, you need to be very, very aware of who your target market is, what age bracket they are, or what you're trying to attract, and create your brand and your messaging around that target market. Otherwise, who are you talking to? So it's just really important stuff to think about. And remember, if you're building online because you want to build your home-based business, just remember, you are not that business. You are not that business. You are you. People don't go into business with the business. People go into the business through you. So what is it that you can bring to the table on social media that makes you stand out from the crowd? And first and foremost, you have to be genuinely you, and that will bring uniqueness on its own, because there's only one of you. Good, bad, or indifferent, there's only one of you. Okay? Hey, Jen, how you going? Good to see you on live. You still got the top fan badge, Jen. Good to see. So just that, just food for thought, guys, in, being the real you. Some people are scared to get raw and authentic on live video, on social media. Raw and authentic and genuine, and really standing for something, and really being passionate about a cause for people. Hey, Sandrine. You're not giving up that badge. Well, good to see you back here, because you might lose the badge. So she's not giving up the badge. That's good. And being really, when you work that out, whatever that is for you, be consistent with that message and that brand. So whatever your tagline is, whatever your little gimmicky thing is, and your success on social media, don't get me wrong, it's not going to live on a gimmick. It's not, you come up with something creative. That's not what's going to make you successful in social media. It's a whole, whole range of things that I've, mentioned previously on this live that's going to make the combination of that. But you are not your business. You are you. And what makes you stand out from the crowd? What can you do? What can you say? Consistent language can you use? Consistent mission that you can portray that makes you stand out from everybody else. Social media is going to get busier and busier and busier. You're going to get lost in the noise of social media unless you can work out a way to stand out from the crowd. And don't think you're going to get that initially. You're not, probably. You need to develop into that. But I'm trying to raise your level of awareness so you can think about it. Food for thought. Think about it. Assess that for yourself. Evaluate. What makes me stand out from the crowd? What can I do that helps me stand out from the crowd? What parts of my personality are uniquely me, mine, unique, that, makes me different from everybody else? So you really need to explore that for yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to blend in with everyone else. And you don't want to turn up consistently on social media for no effort. And it's like, I was talking about, was it yesterday? I can't remember. But the power of when you do turn up on video, especially live video, and that you can retarget all those people that are watching your live video and develop your brand and warm them up to you, and you are uniquely somebody different and worth listening to, then that's where it all, flows. So, yeah, I hope that really sinks in, guys. I know I've talked about it before for those of you that have watched my videos, but it's just critical for you to be genuinely, uniquely, as quick as possibly as you can. And those doing live video, the only way that you will become genuinely, authentically you on live video is just to keep doing them. So if you've stopped or you haven't even started, anybody listening on this video, if you truly want success on social media, I would highly encourage you to use video. And that's not only for developing your brand, that's a whole lot of other strategies like, the retargeting strategies I was talking about. I think it was yesterday. Hey, Chinta. So definitely food for thought. What can you create? What can you say as your tagline? How can you develop your brand to make you stand out from everyone else? And even while you're learning and, turning up online, think deeper as to how can you stand out from the crowd? What can you do differently that can, really make you stand out? And yes, Tina, be yourself and you will succeed. There's no more easier way to be uniquely you and stand out from the crowd than to do just that. Be uniquely you. So if you are not dynamic on live video, it's not the end of the world, but you may have skills that you need to brush up on to create, if you're really boring on social media, hey Brady, and you talk like this and you just deliver content, even if I've got a silly hat on, and, I just talk for the sake of talking. And I would really like to talk to you today about how you can stand out on social media. This is really cool. This is something I learned just recently, and I think you'll get a lot of benefit out of it. So does that help me stand out from the crowd? You don't get to know who I am as a person without any kind of personality behind the way I speak or who I am or whatever. So just be you. And yeah, if you're a bit quiet and timid and whatever, that might be part of your personality. But just remember, you don't want to be boring on social media either, because that's not going to help you stand out from the crowd. So if you need to elevate, yes, Mike, your high five, Mike, is your uniqueness. That's part of your brand. And that's what makes you stand out from others. People know it's high five, Mike. Classic example of your uniqueness, Michael. So you're so exciting. So it's just, you've got to have energy behind that as well. But what is it? Like Michael has high five Mike. I've got this silly captain thing going on. And, I don't want to create the wrong impression here. Having things like that is not going to, in isolation, make you be successful on social media. It's a whole combination of things, like I mentioned before. The going live, be consistent, leading with value, all those kind of things. But how can you stand out from the crowd with your personality? Think about it. Stew on it. Develop something. It may not happen straight away, and that's completely cool. But it is something that you want to think about deeply, because if you're no different to what everybody else is saying and doing and being on social media, it's going to be very difficult for you to stand out from the crowd. So don't overthink it or put a lot of pressure on yourself, because you just being you are already different to everybody else on social media. But what can you strengthen that with and bring to the table that potentially no one else is, or with your little flair, or with your little quirky jokes, or whatever it is that you want to do on social media? You are the only version of you. And that's probably a good thing. Imagine if there were 2 Helen Martins or 2 Sean Clarks. Look out. Then there's me with breaking news. Yeah, Sean, that's become like a little bit of a part of your brand, like breaking news. Like, what is it that sticks with you that people can get to know with you? But bring that in combination with all the other things that I've mentioned sort of on this live. But it's about uniqueness and not trying to blend in. Yeah, Rob, it'll happen if you think about it. But you can spend months, years on social media blending in with everybody else if you don't put some thought to this. So I don't know what the answer is for you. Being uniquely you should be a given, but just put some thought to it, because you want eyeballs on you and not other people. But you've got to give people a reason to have eyeballs on you versus other people. So give it everything and be really consistent and be dedicated to the process. I was just listening to a training before I got on to do this live, and I was listening to some successful entrepreneurs that are absolutely killing it in their businesses. And all of them started from nothing. So you don't need to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't need to be successful already to have a voice on social media. You just need to care, have a mission, have a vision, and be very passionate about it, very dedicated to it, very consistent with it, and you'll find your voice, you'll find your brand. It will come with time, but please don't get wrapped up in that you need to have success before you can get started. This training that I was listening to before I jumped on this live, they are making like, $20,000, $30,000 months at the moment in their businesses, but they started from nothing. And it's because they had a vision and they turned up, they did lives, gave good value, learnt good skills, got a mentor, learnt how to build their business online, all those kind of things. Like, you can't do this without learning. You can't do this without mentorship. You need some of you will need guidance in this area to know what to concentrate on and, what strategies and skills that you can use to build your business on social media. But along that path, along that journey, try to find your own voice and your own uniqueness. And that in this training that I was listening to, there was 2 people that had not had a lot of success themselves, but they managed to recruit 5- and 6-figure earners from previous network marketing companies into their company just by the people that they are. Not from their success, just from the people that they are. Their brand, their voice, their uniqueness, their empathy, their, all the rest of it. So I hope I'm making this really, really clear that, you need to work out how to stand out from the crowd, and that's not always related to success and results. Okay? So leave that with you, a food for thought. Any of you that need help with branding, like developing that branding message, I do have another round of my branding course coming up very soon in June. So you just need to go to helenmartinonline.com/brand, or just put the word brand down below. I'm not allowed to say that, and I just did. I can't get out of the habit of saying that. We're not allowed to say that anymore in Facebook terms because they limit our organic reach, but there you have it. I've just said it. So down there, the word brand, you can put if you need some help to develop your brand. I work with people for a month to go through what your brand, you might want to create and developing the page and stuff like that. That's your starting point. Building a brand is months and years of a journey, but you got to start somewhere. So starting off on the right foot instead of the wrong foot is the better way to go. So I'm going to leave that with you for food for thought. Please don't dismiss it. Think about it for your journey on social media because it'll make a massive difference. Okay, so thank you for joining me. If you've got value from that, or it's made you think about an idea or two that you might be able to develop, then I would be really pleased to hear that. Let me know down there if it's sort of triggered some thoughts for you, because that's what it's all about. And I will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye.